Hello everybody! So for this video, it's going to be part of my coverage at Animenyc. It's a little convention thing that actually just happened recently as at the time of this recording. I was able to record the whole panel. You might have seen me do a video actually showing the sneak preview to the English dub. What I'll probably do is, since the whole thing was long, I think like 30 minutes, and I don't think anyone wants to watch like the whole thing uncut, what I'll do is I'll do segments. So I'll have one segment where it's this section of what they went over, the second section of that of what they went over, and yeah. And at the end, I'm actually going to talk about something that was really special that actually happened, and I'm really happy it finally happened. So stay tuned. This segment's going to be actually them going over the history of Beyblade. So if you want to know the history of it, if you want a little bit of an explanation, yeah, just enjoy this part of the video. The other parts will be the animation breakdown, and then after another one will be them going over actually how the products are made. I was even able to get pictures like the prototypes that they had. It was really crazy. But yeah, enjoy, and then after I'll talk about the after part.
Alright. So hello everyone. Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us here today for the Beyblade Burst behind the scenes panel. My name is Steven and I'm Brendan over here.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing?
Good.
Awesome. We're super honored to be here today as your host for this panel. Steven and I run a YouTube channel called Beyblade Geeks, if you guys don't know. As you can tell by our name, we're super big fans of Beyblade.
Yeah, and like many others, we fell in love with the brand Beyblade when first generation of Beyblade tops were first released in North America in the early 2000s. I still remember waking up early in the morning trying to catch up on the new episodes of the anime.
Yeah, I think what really got us obsessed with Beyblades was being able to customize all the different tops. By the time Beyblade relaunched for the second generation, the Metal Saga, you could customize your toys even more, and that's kind of when we started our whole channel. We knew that there was a lot of Beyblade enthusiasts out there, and we're just kind of finding a way to connect with people.
We were excited when we found out that there was a community online on YouTube and out there in the wild that also shared the same passion as us, which is a lot of you guys, which is awesome. And yeah, I just really welcome you guys to join our panel, and thanks for taking the time to do that for us. And when we uploaded our first unboxing video, like, we were really nervous, and we were trying to build the confidence to do that. And we received really positive responses from you guys, so really thank you for that. And we've been making videos ever since.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years now, actually. But yeah, like now here we are today with some amazing designers and the producers of the English dub of the third generation, Beyblade Burst.
So I would like to introduce to all of you, we have Evan from the HASBRO design team. Clancy and Lucia from the Beyblade Burst localization team.
I'll take you through the history of Beyblade, show you how everything is made, and then give you a sneak peek of what you guys can expect to see in the near future. Throughout the presentation, we will have some trivia, and if you guys participate, you could win some prizes.
Giveaways.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So during triple trivia, if you guys could raise your hands to answer, that'd be awesome. Yeah, take it away, guys.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Evan. Let's do it like this. All right. As you can probably tell, I'm not used to doing things like this. We're usually behind-the-scenes people, so having this huge turnout like this, it's very exciting. It's nice to see you all. Yeah. But yeah, my name's Evan. I'm a toy designer at HASBRO. I've worked on Beyblade for the past year and a half, and I'm going to take you through the development of Beyblade, specifically Slingshot. Yeah, but first I'm actually going to start with the history of Beyblade, and we've actually got quite a bit to go over. We've got about 400 years of history to go over for Beyblade, shockingly. We're going to start with the Begoma, and then we're going to talk about Generation 1, Generation 2, and then finally Beyblade Burst Generation 3. Alright, so moving on to the origins of Beyblade. So believe it or not, both the toys in their name come from Begoma, which is a toy which originally drew inspiration from Zankye, which is Japanese for shellfish, or seashells. And basically, what they would do is they would fill these seashells with sand and seal them with wax. They would wrap string around them, and then they would let it rip. And somehow it worked. I am trying to do it, and it is hard. This actually first came about in the Heian period of Japan, and then was popularized as a toy in the Edo period. So this was like the 17th century, so around 1600. Yeah. And so now we're going to talk about Generation 1. Okay, like many people here, I grew up with Generation 1. Me and my brother loved the show. So Generation 1 was originally developed by TAKARA TOMY. It was first released in Japan in 1999. It started out as a comic in Koryu Comics, for those familiar with that. They then took the Koryu Comics and they adapted it into an anime that spanned 3 seasons. So we had Beyblade, Beyblade V-Force, and Beyblade G-Revolution. The English version of the anime and HASBRO product then launched in 2002. And I believe the show aired on Fox Family in America. My brother and I would wake up early to watch it. But yeah, Beyblade was huge because it made it so that kids no longer had to tie a string around a top in order to send it off. You had just the launcher, so anybody could do it. The bays back then were actually called blades, which I always think is kind of funny. And there are 5 elements to each Beyblade. You had the bit chip back then, which was your character. That contained the bit beast. You had the attack ring, the weight disc, the spin gear, and the blade base. And yeah. I guess we're moving on.
Awesome. Okay, so first round of trivia already. So very first question for you guys. This year is what anniversary of Beyblade Tops? Anybody know? I think it's on your hand first.
20.
Bingo. Alright, let's move on to the next question. What is Tyson's first name in Japanese? Bit of a trick. I think it's perfect. Wow.
Last name.
Wow. Nice job. Alright. Man, you guys are on fire. Okay, so next question then. What is Tyson's Beyblade name? Oh,
Dragoon.
yeah, I know. So your hand up first.
Wait till you get called on the Yeah, make sure we
Yeah, raise hands first. Raise hands. Alright. Alright, so next question we have. Who is Tyson's biggest rival in season 1? Yeah, go for it.
Kai?
Kai? Yeah.
Yeah, Kai.
That's the right answer. You bet.
Thank you.
Alright, so final question for this trivia segment. What are the 4 sacred bit beasts? Bit of a tricky one.
have to name all 4.
All 4 of them. Yeah, okay, go for it. Bring it back.
Dragoon, Dronzer, Trigger, who's the other one?
You're so close.
Seal.
Just see, oh, that's it.
You got
Nice.
There will be more trivia later on, so
Thank you.
stay tuned.
And if anybody's curious to watch Generation 1, you can find it on Netflix. So I guess now we're moving on to Generation 2. So this series relaunched in 2008 with Beyblade Metal Saga, or Metal Fight Beyblade. This encompassed 4 seasons. We have Metal Fusion, Metal Masters, Metal Fury, and Shogun Steel. This added a lot of metal to the Beyblade so that when they battled, it created a very powerful sound, and kids loved that. And it really increased the collectability of them. The English version of the anime and HASBRO product launched in 2010. And so, just like the previous one, these Beyblades were made of 5 parts that were interchangeable. You had the face bolt, which was your character. The face bolt in this actually acted like a screw that kept your Beyblades together. Then you had the energy ring, the metal fusion wheels, the spin tracks, and the performance tips.
Alright, so who's a fan of the Metal Sega? Anyone played with it before? Yeah, okay, so these questions are for you, alright? Got a couple of them. First question is, who is the main protagonist of the Metal Sega? Okay, let's everyone hands down, and then 3, 2, 1, and then we'll raise hands up, okay? Keep an eye on that. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let it rip.
All the way over
All
there.
the way over there.
Alright. Yes,
Nice.
you got it? Jenga, I got it, is the answer. Okay, so the next question is about Jenga's appearance. So question 2, what is Jenga's hair color?
Red.
Oh, over there in the black and gold hat.
Yeah, I was gonna say red.
Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Red or red orange.
Red.
But I said red.
Yes, perfect, red. Good job, good job. Okay, last question, question 3. Okay, so all the questions are about Jenga. What is his Beyblade? It's okay, okay, so let's hands down and then you can keep an eye on it for the panelists. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Okay, maybe try it one more time. 3, okay, hands down, hands down, hands down. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is it the same question?
Yeah, same question. So what is Jenga's Beyblade?
Yeah, Pegasus.
Pegasus. Good job, guys.
Was in the slide beforehand.
Alright, so that takes us to Generation 3, Beyblade Burst. So, yeah. Is this everybody's favorite? That's good, I'm glad to hear that. Alright, so the series relaunched in 2015 with Beyblade Burst, if I can say the name correctly. Currently, it encompasses 4 seasons in English. We have Burst, Evolution, Turbo, and Rise. So this series is obviously really important because we added a burst gimmick to the Beyblades, which is a really exciting battle feature. So now not only do your tops sometimes just spin out, they can burst, and that's a full destruction. The English version of the anime and HASBRO product launched in 2016. The components have been streamlined down to 3 parts that are completely compatible and interchangeable. We have the energy layer, the forge disc, and the performance tip.
All right, so after that little history thing, I thought it was actually a nice segment that they had at the panel. One, because not only I think there's trivia there, I'm not too sure if I included it or not, but it was honestly, you know, nice to go over the history of all that stuff and kind of know a little bit of tidbits. I know some of it's kind of like basic information. I honestly enjoyed that part of the panel. It was a good introduction to start it off. But now let's get to the main thing, which was really something that I was happy that was finally able to happen. I met Beyblade Geeks at the Animenyc panel. It took a while to actually finally meet them. I did try to contact in the past, but obviously, you know, they're busy people. I can't just be like, hey, are you able to do this? No, like they're busy, right? Like anybody else, right? Huge honor. I got to take a picture with them, and we got to talk a bit about the stuff that's going to be happening in January. Hopefully nothing bad happens, but you know, it is what it is. If it happens, I'll still keep on going. They said the same thing. It was like a breath of fresh air from like all the toxicity from like the community that I've had to deal with. Like, so nice. Really was nice, and it honestly like motivated me a bit more just to continue on. It really did. They were a main inspiration for me just to do my channel, because when I was younger, I believe I only did one video in 2010. I think it was just a simple metal fusion tournament I had with some bays, and then after I continued. And to me, they're my inspiration for the reason that, you know, they were people playing Beyblade, but much older than me. And to me, when I was younger, I thought, Beyblade? I thought Beyblade was just for kids. And to see people much older than me able to be so successful at what they're doing with Beyblade, that gave me motivation. And I said, okay, I want to do this Beyblade stuff. If they can do it, they motivate me, and I want to try to be like them, right? Huge inspiration. They really did influence me. I think they deserve to be where they're at. I think they've earned it. They're very close to 1 million. I hope they get it. they represent like the best of the Beyblade community. And so do other creators too. I don't want to try to put them on a pedestal. I don't want to make like, oh, there are a lot of people that are good in the community. I want to make sure that's clear. And I met a lot of other people, and I'm thankful to have met them too. I'm just talking about this specific experience just so there's no confusion or anything like that. There's a lot of good people, not just them, all right? Not just them. We talked about quite a bit of stuff, like the stuff in January, which if you don't know what that is, hopefully doesn't go down. It probably is, but you know, we both agreed on the same thing. You know, it is what it is, and just keep on going. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if you're wondering if I was able to battle with them, it is no. And the reason is because there was a lineup and they were on a schedule, right? Because I had to go to the event and they were clearing up, and I couldn't do battles much as I wanted to, and I waited in line. And plus there were some other kids waiting in line, and I didn't want to like be rude or anything like that and try to like, oh, hey kid, I need to battle with them now. You know what I mean? Like, I want to let the kids battle. Like, you know, to me, that's more important than me trying to get the battle for like a video or anything like that. Honestly, it was amazing. I think they did a great job, by the way, hosting the panel as well as the other people there, like 80K Motions, and as well as the HASBRO designer rep that was there. Honestly, that panel was really good, just because we were able to get a little bit more clarity on how burst works, since, to be honest, when it comes to Beyblade, it's extremely vague on how much details actually get released. Like with burst, when I'm on Twitter, I'm able to see maybe if there's some key animators or animation supervisors, maybe that works on a burst episode, that maybe tweets about it. But you know, that's kind of it. There's not really too much information that gets out. And it was cool to see a CGI breakdown in that kind of stuff, and I love the event. I also got to meet, once again, HASBRO. If you don't know who that is, I did a collab with before. He's an amazing content creator, just like many other Baytubers. We did like a mini collab. I believe it was with me, HASBRO, and Aaron. I believe that's the person's name. If I got the name wrong, I apologize. We did like a mini battle, so you know, stay tuned for all that. Again, good event. It's really amazing just to meet them. And who knows, maybe sometime in the future, I can maybe meet with them again. You know, if not, either way, you know, God bless them. God bless all as well as all the other Baytubers. I hope nothing but the success for everyone. And I hope we all have a good time. Yeah, that's it. So what you can expect probably from now, depending on how I'm going to be spreading this out. I'm not going to try to spread it out that much. I'm going to try to get everything out by this week. If not, you'll probably see it by next week. Like I said, there should be the animation CGI breakdown and how they actually storyboard it. After that, it is the designs, and that's kind of it. I also did actually launch the dub preview they did for Rise. The dub this is coming out spring 2020. It is what it is. Anyways, thank you for watching, and you know, that's it. Honestly, like, even just talking about it just put me in a good mood. Like, I'm being honest, it actually just put me in a good mood. I'll also make sure to link the videos I've done before in the coverage, and I'll also link some Baytubers to check out, you know, keep a positive message going on. And yeah, support Baytubers, you know? You never know what's gonna happen with YouTube. Hopefully nothing bad happens with all the changes that are going on. I hope nothing bad happens, but it's whatever. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm sorry if I dragged on talking about some things, but yeah, you know, you gotta keep the video a little bit interesting. Anyways, enjoy this chair as the outro plays.